Is there any room for ideology after all? Because the Shiv Sena is also facing massive number of exodus, isn't it?
Yeah,
so what, they don't buy into the ideology? The ideology is not strong enough?
It's not a question of ideology anymore, particularly in case of Shiv Sena, because I have been the member of parliament of that party. See, for example, let me go, since I come from Maharashtra, 1 month ago, the Shiv Sena MP from Shirdi, Bhausab Wakchori, he resigned the seat. Next day, he is offered Congress ticket. What was so special about it? And now, as Hartosh said, that this is a problem with the voters. Now, voters will have to decide what to do. But it is not, can't leave it only to voters. It is primarily the responsibility of the political party, the host political party, which is fielding the candidate. Because it is the responsibility of the party to field such a candidate who is trustworthy and whom people can trust and people can vote for. Here, voters don't vote only for the candidate. They vote for the ideology of the party also.
But is that the case, Mr. Rao? That is what we are asking Dr. Ajay, the likes of Dr. Ajay Alok, you and Salman Soz and also Sanjay Kaul. The fact is, the reality stares us in the face, isn't it? Like if he says that voters vote for ideology also, then they should not be swayed by the leaders defecting. They should be swayed, or it should make an impact when a leader shifts parties and shifts loyalties. He should think twice that I will lose my voter base because, I'm giving up my ideology. But that's not the case, isn't it? The BJP is embracing most of these people because they know these people will bring votes, like Hartosh said. So there again, the argument does not hold. It is again nothing but political opportunism or whatever the lure.
Dr. Ajay Alok?
May I? Yeah. Political opportunism is a fact. Let's not ignore it. But what is important, in every party, there is an ideology, and the leader of that party is a representative of that ideology. Now the people, those who are defecting, they are not the real leaders of the party, of which the party claims the vote. It is the individual who is defecting. Now these individuals are defecting to different parties on the basis of the other leaders. And if they are ready to follow the ideologies, like some people from RJD they have come into our party, and they are ready to follow the principles and the ideology of JDU, which is primarily being maintained by Sharad Yadav and Nitish Kumar and our central leaders.
Is it the principle and ideology again, Dr. Alok?
But if
or is it that they see that the RJD is a sinking ship in Bihar, so let us go across to the JDU, which looks a little more stable and sound and still perceivedly secular?
I don't know. Few days back, a few months back, you always saying that JDU is a sinking ship, but suddenly now our ship is becoming
No, I'm saying this would be
from the RJD
from the RJD leaders' point of view. The JDU looks to be a far better option than the RJD at the moment in Bihar. So I'm saying, could that not be the argument? And there again, the entire claim of ideology and the party principle stands defeated.
No, I'm talking of leaders' ideology. I'm not talking of smaller leaders like N.K. Singh or Parveen Amanullah, they shifting to different parties. I'm not talking of those. They can always change, and it's up to the people for decide whether they are going to elect, because they are now coming with a party with a different ideology. Because in every political party and in every elections, there are two sets of votes. One is for the party and the leadership, and one is for the candidates. And all these combined together will make an election winning combination. That's what the difference is all about.
Salman Soz, we just heard Dr. Alok there saying that it's the sort of smaller leaders that are crossing over. But I come back to the point that I started with. The Congress is losing some very big leaders. Someone like a Satpal Maharaj in Uttarakhand is huge. He cannot be dismissed as a small leader, and you have to admit that that is a massive loss for your party.
Look, I do have a lot of sympathy for what Alok ji is saying. Yes, we've lost some reputable or big leaders also, but they don't form the party. The party is bigger than any one individual leader. The party has a soul. You will notice that in the BJP or the Congress, or whether it's the JDU or some other political party, there is always a core. That core is never going to shift. Then there are some, yes, there can be some big individual leaders also who can be popular in their own particular area, but they don't necessarily form the core, the soul of a political party. So they shift, the party stays. So I think that's what we are looking at. Yes, we can lose some people. I do believe that a lot of it has to do with opportunism and inducements, but at the same time, the Congress party its philosophy, its ideologies, it's directly opposed to what the RSS and the BJP have for the people of India. There is no question
But
about
if it
that.
is directly
You can ask
opposed,
me. I mean, I
then
will never.
Then
never.
why is a
No, let
majority
me
of
tell you this.
so
No,
what do
imagine this.
call what is happening around the country today? Will you or will you not agree that there are more members or more leaders defecting or moving out of the Congress than they are from the BJP
Or any other party for
or
that
any
matter.
other party for that instance? Then
Well,
Ashok
there's no-
Malik, then Ashok
Look,
Malik.
it's not about-
Then
No,
Ashok Malik, even if the Congress wants to
Look,
say that there is no Modi wave, their own leaders are sending out a different message to the people of the country, isn't it? Keep the opinion polls out of consideration.
No, I was.
You see,
I was going to just
You see,
say
other
that
than-
yes, there are people
Could I-
leaving
okay.
the Congress party. There's not.
Salman, just wait. Ashok Malik was making a point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Ashok
Yeah.
Malik.
Okay.
you see, could I speak? Yeah. Other than Nandan Nilekani, there's been no significant public personality who's actually joined the Congress, as far as I know. This certainly does reflect a certain defensiveness and lack of confidence in the Congress and a perception, which may or may not be true, that the Congress is going to lose this election badly and the BJP is going to gain significantly. Having said that, you see, like ants attracted to a sugar pot, politicians in this country and people in this country, or anywhere perhaps, are attracted towards a party which they think is coming to power. The BJP would do well to be a little careful about who it takes in. People who bring in significant votes or an incremental identity are most welcome to the party and should be welcome, but the party should be careful about who it takes in and who it doesn't. If it's carrying extra baggage, it could do it well to turn back some people, turn out some people.
That point to Sanjay Kaul,
and this is
has
as
the
true for the
party been
BJP as for any other
discerning
party.
in deciding whom they're allowing in? I mean, your own party leader, Sushma Swaraj, for instance, has openly expressed her dissent with some of the decisions that have been taken. Is the party being discerning in whom they're allowing in?
But the point is the people she protested about were people who bring in significant votes and swing seats in Karnataka, and you can't run away from that.
So Sanjay Kaul, we'd like you
Because
to
in the
respond
end,
to that.
Elections are about winning votes,
would like to-
not pleasing
I
the
would-
political
I would
editor
like-
of a magazine.
Yeah, indeed, of course, I think, when
if I
we
can
induct
ask Sanjay
people,
Kaul
we
a
are always
question.
very... Yes, I'm trying to answer.
Sanjay, just Hartosh Bal also has a question, so you can collate all the and give us the answer. Yes, Hartosh.
I want to know what I want to know what NK Singh brings to the BJP. Does he bring votes? Does he bring ideological commitment? I'm curious.
Go
Answer
ahead,
that.
Sanjay Kaul.
Okay, let me answer what Ashok said first. And I think, of course, it's a valid issue, and we are always grappling with issues like that. You must understand these are not decisions we take lightly. There are many things to consider. And for that matter, what Hartosh was saying, frankly speaking, to evaluate Mr. N.K. Singh's value, whether I'm not sure whether he's in the party or not yet, but it's conjecture. But fact of the matter is that you don't value them precisely in the way that you are presenting it to be as merely in terms of votes, because there could be intellectual capital, I'm just saying.
No,
but
I'm
the
not
larger issue
presenting it,
still remains
Mr. Kaul.
this. Sorry? Sorry?
You were presenting this. I'm asking you a specific question which you aren't answering.
I am saying that it could be intellectual capital. It doesn't have to be people who necessarily get you votes. There are many ways, there are many aspects, there are many
So
dimensions. of
intellectual
political
capital
party.
is what the BJP
I'm
is
just
searching
saying.
for.
I am just saying that. I'm just saying that you don't have to react to
The
negatively to
argument,
the
the
idea,
defense doesn't
because,
sound plausible. Hartosh Bal, I understand, and I can see the reason why people who are watching this will not accept that argument. Mr. Kaul and Bharat Kumar Raut has a point.
Yeah, I want to make a different point
Yeah, so
here.
obviously
I
you
can
mean to
understand
say-
you
No,
talking
no,
about
let me-
individuals.
Look, you can't ask
Perhaps
me-
NK Singh is an intellectual capital. But what happens to the alliances which the BJP is entering into with? Like, for example, Ram Vilas Paswan. I have seen Ram Vilas Paswan vehemently supporting Congress on the floor of the Rajya Sabha till yesterday. And then you enter with an alliance, forge an alliance with Ram Vilas Paswan
Well, what
party.
Bharat Kumar Raut
What happens to that?
What Bharat Kumar Raut has done is he set up the debate number 2 on the news
Oh my
tonight.
God.
That's what
Yes.
he has done. But we will get a quick word on that. Also, we will talk about that in detail. But going back to Salman Soz, you had a point to make. But the question I'm going to ask you again is the fact that if your party's ideology is what keeps its people together, what are you going to do about all these opportunists?
I will tell you this. The way the BJP has been going around making alliances, for example, with the likes of Mr. Vaiko in Tamil Nadu. the same person who was celebrating the release of Rajiv Gandhi's killers. Is that the kind of anti-terrorism kind of stance they have? I will tell you one more thing. If the former Prime Minister's family member
Mr.
comes
Soos,
and joins the
I'm just going to nip that in the bud because I'm going to nip that in the bud because
I will just finish.
The question, the onus is on the BJP to choose who they want to ally with, not on the people who want to ally with the BJP at this point in time. So going back to Mr. Sanjay Kaul,
I will tell you this.
Forget the parties. I'm talking about the individuals. I'm batting on your side right now, Salman Soos. I'm batting on your side. I'm batting on your side. Just listen to me. I'm batting on your side. Just listen to me. I'm asking Mr. Sanjay Kaul, is the consideration of votes that the likes of Yediyurappa and Sriramulu bring so important that it overweighs the considered decision of some of the senior most leaders of the party and you override it altogether? So then where is the party ideology and where is the party principle standing for? Isn't the party also nothing but opportunistic? Why doesn't it just go and tell the people, listen, we give you the opportunity, we are opportunists, so vote for us. Keep the ideologies aside, principles aside, anti-corruption aside.
No, I think you got this back to front. The opportunism that you were talking about was of people you said to me earlier about people joining us, not about us inducting them. The fact of the matter is, I have made this very clear that as far as the BJP is concerned, expanding our influence
But those are two sides of the same coin. Those are two sides of the same coin,
we are going to be doing this as far as possible within the limits of what is allowed to us. Now, here's the reality. The reality is that Congress is no longer the magnetic core of the next elections or the next parties. Now, it is going to be the BJP. So there is going to be a natural law of aggregation working on this. Don't forget that there are not just individuals, but parties aligning with us. More parties are also joining. Why are you picking on only just candidates? So fact of the matter is that people in the Congress are jumping ship. You accepted it.
Why do they say you should choose your friends and allies wisely? Why do they say you should choose your friends and allies wisely? Because you should be wary of fair weather friends, isn't it?
No, listen. I mean, I like what you're saying, but my point is where you asked me a question.
So where is the BJP's principle on that front? Where is the BJP's ideology on that front?
Or the NDA?
Where is the BJP's principle on that front?
Principles.
The NDA is an agglomeration of diverse parties. It will remain so. The earlier NDA was the same thing. We work within the contradiction.
If it is an alliance, then why are the decisions unilateral?
The fact of the matter is...
debate number 2, but I had to ask that question.
Hartosh Bal, if we can come back to you. The big question here that we're asking, of course, is opportunism taking precedence over ideology. But at the end of the day, is it really going to matter? Because we see often leaders that have jumped ship, leaders that have gone from party to party, being elected with a huge mandate. We've taken the name of Ramakant Yadav earlier. There are many such leaders who have jumped ship repeatedly and won time and again. So at the end of the day, does it even matter to the voter?
Well, see, this is a question you can ask not just of individual candidates who switch sides. You can ask this of allies, who will claim, say, for example, secular principles, but as I think somebody told me today, a senior retired bureaucrat, that, once the NDA crosses 215, 220, the NDA will become secular. So this kind of opportunism is a given in Indian politics. I think the voters have no choice. That is why they are reacting to this. But I think eventually wherever they are presented a choice, a position, or a candidate that can speak out against it and do so with some honesty, I think they will opt for those candidates. Unfortunately, there aren't too many of those candidates around. This is where AAP had an opportunity and lost it.
Now, Ashok Malik, you talked about political opportunism being the norm. It's happened in the past, it happened today. It's turned out some great leaders and great prime ministers abroad. But in India, what should the voter think? Should he trust a leader who jumps parties? Should he trust a leader who swings with the tide and jumps ship? Jumps a sinking ship or abandons a sinking ship? What should the voters do? What should the voters look for in a leader like that?
Devil's advocate all over. Let me play devil's advocate all over again. If my constituency MP, irrespective of his party, brings me public goods, brings me a certain service, and is a good MP for me, I will vote for him irrespective of party. I'll give you one more example. Pawan Kumar Bansal is a much traduced man, is a man all of us have criticized for his performance as railway minister and the scandals he faced. In its wisdom, the Congress feels he's been a good constituency MP who could deliver. That could be a right call, that could be a wrong call. But if he is the best candidate the party has, the party will go with him. That, and I'm not saying that's good or bad, I'm not making a moral judgment. That is a pragmatic call. That is, in the end of the day, what you do in politics.
So principles.
Why are we pussyfooting and pretending things are otherwise?
So principles go out of the window here, Dr. Alok. Ideology goes out of the window here.
See, as
लोग जिसको वोट देंगे उसको हम टिकट देंगे. Is that right?
The principle is not at all going out of the window. We stick. Sorry.
People who will get votes, we'll give them tickets.
As far as we go, our party goes, the principle has not gone out of the window. We are on the same wicket where we were standing earlier, and today also we are standing there only. So there is no shifting of stance from our side. It's a better question to be asked from other parties.
It's not a question. This is not a question of this or that. Many times the candidates are such. I'm not batting for anybody. I'm not advocating anybody. But many times the candidates are such that whatever made the principle of the party, values of the party, or many times that the tide of the time is such that those candidates get elected from whichever party they go to. That is perhaps a personality cult.
Final one-word answer. What scores more, ideology or opportunism?
It's not a question of opportunism. No,
Ideology
no, no.
or opportunism?
Idealism should
It should. But does it?
What scores more?
No, here
in reality.
No, it is not.
In reality.
No, it is the demand of the time, perhaps I will say. That is more pragmatic answer.
All right, on that note, let's just close this first debate of the day. Thank you very much for joining us, all of you gentlemen. And we have set up debate number 2. We'll be back with that very shortly.